All right, this is a sample of using Junie to create a model and DTO. So the command in here I put is create an SMS message model in the DAO model message directory based off the organization.java class. Add the attributes of title, subject, body as strings. Also add a scheduled time as a timestamp. Follow this up with a repository service simple mapper and DTO based on the organization's related classes. Run Maven clean and compile when finished. So I've already got examples for it to go off of, and I would suggest that this is the best way to do this if you want to, continually do this over and over again. Because what it will do is open up organization as it goes and say, how did it do this originally? And let's create a version of this new model and do it in the same pattern. So let's run it and see how long it takes to run it. So one thing it does is it creates a plan. It's going to examine the organization. It's going to examine the email message. And then it's going to go through all these steps to complete its job. And as you see in the right here is what it's doing. It's opened organization, it's opened email message, it's opened table names, and so it added a new table name for us to look at. And it does kind of like a get comparison where it shows you what it changed in that particular record or that file. So it's going to create a constant for me for the name of the table, SMS message. And it does this with every file it creates. It creates an entire new object. So now I don't like that it did this, so I'm going to have to change that, but that's not a big deal. Because the body, and when it comes to an SMS message, does not need to be that big. But it's created all these different classes based on what did we do in the original one. And what this does is when it created this repository, which is a data access layer, JPA takes care of a lot of the save, create, all those things, and does it in the background, so you don't have to recreate that and write that all out. It's assumed by extending this JPA repository. But what it also does is it adds an exist by the title and find by the title. Kind of surprised it didn't add other ones, but we'll see what the finished product does. So it created this service that gets the SMS message, creates, deletes, updates, finds all. Created an implementation of that interface and does all this work for me. So it wrote 123 lines of code without me having to do anything. And then when you get to a step where it wants to build, it asks you instead of just doing it. So at the end, it gives you a summary of everything that it did. It changed the table names file and then created all these new files. And then says, do you want to start new, or you can actually just roll back, which it'll just throw away everything it changed immediately. Well, the nice thing about Junie is that it gives you a history of what you've done, forever. So now I should be able to just start the app. And so this step will actually go and create my table in the database. So we'll see if it works. And that's what I thought might happen. It didn't actually create the message mapper, which is one of the bugs I was trying to fix. So I'll use the Maven tool to clean and compile. There's some code generation that's happening that doesn't get run by Junie, so it isn't too terrible of a task to do. Go back to the debug. Now if I build this, it should run. Alright, it started. If I go here to my table, see the table doesn't exist yet here. Fresh. And now my SMS table is there. Columns are all there. So that took us about 6 minutes. And normally that would probably have taken me an hour to write all that by hand, if not longer. So this is a very powerful tool that you can use. And so far, it's not perfect, but it does it quite a bit for us. So just thought I'd share this with everybody and see if you like it. Thanks.